Hi friends, before we left our class, I grabbed some books, and one of them is this one, which is the favorite book of one of our chipmunk friends. I bet if you ask your chipmunk who has this book as a favorite at school, they'll know because we have very thoughtful chipmunks. They know all about each other's favorite things. So this is called Froggy Goes to School, and it's by Jonathan London, and it's illustrated by Frank Remkowitz. And look at Froggy. He looks so happy, doesn't he? He has a big smile. Maybe he's holding his lunchbox, I think. There's a dragonfly on it. And he's looking up here at his school building. Oh, they have a playground swings. I like that. All right, let's read it. Froggy Goes to School. It was the first day of school. Froggy woke up and looked out the window. The sun was high in the sky. Oh no, the bus, he cried. I'll miss the bus. Always looking out that window. He's a little worried, I think. He hopped out of bed. He flopped outside. Flop, flop, flop. The school bus was leaving. Wait, wait, he yelled, and he took a mighty hop. The bus hissed to a stop, and the door folded open. Froggy flopped up the stairs. Flop, flop, flop. But when he reached the top, everybody laughed and pointed their fingers. Why do you think they're laughing? What's Froggy wearing? Froggy! Yelled his friend Max. There's Max. What? Did you forget something? Froggy looked down. Oops, he was in his underwear. Oh, look at his friends on the bus. Poor Froggy. He dashed to the back of the bus and he hid behind Max's umbrella all the way to school. I think I would too. At school, he hopped behind the bushes. He tried to hide behind the flagpole. He rolled down the hall like a bowling ball, and in class, he pretended to be a flower pot. Do you think his teacher was fooled? I don't think so. Froggy, yelled his teacher. What? But it wasn't his teacher at all. It was his father. Look, it looks like maybe he's holding a cup of coffee. Froggy rubbed his eyes. He had been dreaming. He was still in bed. Rise and shine, Froggy, said his father. It's the first day of school. Oh my goodness, it was a dream the whole time. A bad dream. It's always such a surprise when you wake up and it felt so real. Thankfully, this one was a dream. This time, Froggy got all dressed. Zip, zoop, zup, zut, zut, zat. Then he flopped into the kitchen. Flop, flop, flop. He tried to pour milk on his bowl of flies, but the carton flew out of his hands. Oh, you're just nervous about school, Froggy, said his mother. Everybody is the first day. Not me, cried Froggy. His mom seems so understanding, doesn't she? She remembers. Things are hard the first time. And together they leapfrogged all the way to the bus stop. Flop, flop, flop. They seem like a really fun family. At school, Froggy found his name tag on his table. He liked his name. It was the first word he knew how to read. It was the only word he knew how to read. Froggy, he read it aloud. Froggy, Froggy, Froggy. He read it louder and louder. Froggy, cried Mrs. Witherspoon. What? Hush, dear, it's time to pay attention. That sometimes happens in our class. We say, chipmunks, rub your ears, right? It's time to listen. That's our reminder, isn't it? We rub our ears. But it was hard to pay attention. He squirmed. He looked out the window at the falling leaves, and he felt like a leaf. Falling, falling. Plop! He fell out of his chair. Oops! Kindly stay in your seat, dear, said Mrs. Witherspoon. We'll sit on the floor at circle time. It's upside down there. At circle time, Mrs. Witherspoon said, Now, children, I'd like you to tell us what you did last summer. Who wants to go first? Froggy shouted, Me, 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 me. And so did Max. Mrs. Witherspoon went, and everybody went with her. Then they grew very quiet. Now, one at a time, said Mrs. Witherspoon. We do that too, right? We have reminders. Chipmunks, raise your hand, right? When Froggy's turn came, he jumped up and said, "Last summer I learned how to swim." And then he sang, "Bubble, bubble, toot, toot, chicken airplane soldier." Everybody jumped up and joined in. "Bubble, bubble, toot, toot, chicken airplane soldier." I think that was his way of remembering the stroke, right? A chicken, an airplane, and a soldier, right? Like a breaststroke. There they are, all doing it. And look, there's a new character peeking in the window. When, in walked the principal, Mr. Mugwort. "Bubble, bubble." "Oops," cried Froggy. Looking more red in the face than green, Mr. Mugwort glared at him. And then he joined in. "Bubble, bubble, toot, toot, chicken airplane soldier," till the bell rang at recess. Oh, Froggy was worried he would be in trouble with the principal, but the principal thought it was a fun idea. When Froggy flopped off the bus after school, his father said, "Froggy, how was your first day of school?" "Great," said Froggy. "I taught the principal how to swim." That's nice," said his mother, "but where's your lunchbox and your baseball cap?" "Oops, I left them at school." "Oh, Froggy, will you ever learn?" said his mother. "Well, that's why I'm going to school, Mom." And together they leapfrogged all the way home. Flop, flop, flop. We do that sometimes, don't we forget things at school, and then we can go back and grab them. There he is. His friends are waving to him on the school bus. What a good first day Froggy had at school. I hope you enjoyed the book, friends. You see, I have some supplies behind me. I'm going to work on a little project. I'll share it with you. Yeah, I'm looking for some fun ways to fill my time. It's so fun to see you. I'm glad we get to connect here on our Google Classroom and on Facebook. I love you, chipmunks.